We've all been there, right? The struggles of getting into animation and graphics is not just limited to steep learning curves, but it also pertains to the devices and infrastructure you need to invest in and maintain. Now, by far the most frequently asked question by the community on this channel have been questions about either my workstation build, recommendation for the PC, graphics card, what to use for the rendering, render farms, cost of hardware, etc. Now, just the other day, someone asked me how do I pursue a career if I can't really afford a high-end computer, or if I'm running a potato laptop. By potato, he or she basically meant the laptop which is not really capable of running any graphic-intensive work. Now, at the first, it did sound like a troll question someone would just throw in on internet to annoy, but it was really a genuine concern. Now, I remember my anxiety of early days, leaving a 256 MB RAM PC with no graphics card at all and running up all week for rendering and hoping it wouldn't burn out. So back to the question, is there really a solution to bypass this limitation for the creatives, especially for those beginning to pursue their career in animation, and for VFX artists, and also for those professionals who seek more freedom and flexibility of on-demand performance? Now, if you haven't noticed, the past decade have been all about changing expensive services and infrastructures into flexible subscription models and making it accessible for different spaces like co-working spaces, on-demand entertainment, and cloud computer. The cloud storage is not new, and while cloud gaming is getting popular, it's not too far that we will see cloud computers everywhere. In fact, it's already here. For those who don't know what a cloud computer means, it's basically a cloud computer available on demand on internet whenever and wherever you need it. More importantly, its feature and power can be easily managed and scaled up according to your need. Now, all you need to do is find a good internet connection, a basic laptop or PC that accesses the internet, and of course the subscription to cloud computer service. Now the question is, how does it work, how well it works, is it affordable, how well does it perform, and does it feel like your own PC, and what are the pros and cons of using cloud computers? Now I will answer these questions, but based on the service that I started using recently for my own rendering and simulation purposes. It's called Rendero. So I installed Rendero on my 8-year-old PC that is in working condition somewhat. So what is Rendero? It's a powerful computer for creatives like you. You can use a high-performance cloud computer for your everyday video editing, graphic design, and animation task needs. So let's see if this can answer the hot topic of the day. Question number 1. How does it work? Well, it works exactly like you would expect from your high-end professional workstation. It looks exactly the same, it behaves exactly the same. In fact, the scene I have been making all this while is being made on my cloud computer on Rendero. If I zoom out, you can see I'm working through a browser. You can also use app for this. If I bring up my task manager, the resources usage is almost zero while I'm working on these graphic intensive tasks. Because none of this work is actually happening on my PC, but it's happening on the computer on cloud. It runs Windows 10, Blender is pre-installed, you can install your own licenses, softwares, and you can have cloud storage as well, which means your files will be safe and easily accessible. Question number 2. How well does it perform? It performs based on modules you choose. What this means is you are not limited to one computer and one hardware option. Now what's interesting about this is I can make multiple computers within Rendero, some for the low-end regular tasks like 3D modeling, photo editing, and some for the high-end tasks like simulations and VFX and rendering, etc. Now this doesn't affect my billing. I can add computers, delete computers. I will be only billed for the hours when I start using the computer. In terms of performance, these perform true to their described hardware that is mentioned in the description. Now I did run some benchmarks and performed some rendering tasks with heavy scenes on my own workstation and on this Rendero cloud computer, and I will share the benchmarks in a moment. But how good is the experience considering it's being accessed via the internet? Here's my experience. When I was working with simulation, modeling, shading, rendering, compositing, or video editing, basically any task that requires just click and drag, I didn't notice much of the lag or problem. Now I have quite a decent internet connection which runs around 50 to 70 Mbps upload and download speed shared across all my devices. But I did experience lag when trying to perform tasks that need high-speed interaction, for instance sketching, digital painting, animating with a grease pencil, sculpting, etc. A little lag was noticed there, and I couldn't really enjoy tasks like inking or working with the vector illustrations. Didn't feel as laggy as compared to drawing with the strokes with brushes. Now question number 3, is it affordable? Now here, before we answer this question, let's look at the configuration that is available on Rendero. Now, a workstation of this configuration would easily cost you somewhere between 5,000 to 10,000 US dollars. That is a big investment for young professionals, especially for those who are just starting out with computer animation and graphics. This could become a big hurdle. And not just that, even for professionals, the project demands vary based on its nature. So you might need a basic PC today for a small project, but next month, let's say if you have a project that needs to be delivered with all the rendered sequences and it's like a heavy 3D scene or something, then all you need to do is just add 2 turbo computers on Rendero with multiple GPUs, and you won't have to do any maintenance or hardware lying idle afterwards when the project gets over. So if you can distribute your resources and manage your projects well and find a good balance between working offline on a laptop when you're just browsing or doing research work or any light task and working online for graphic intensive simulation tasks, then this could actually save you some cost. Now after using Rendero for about a week or something, here's my list of pros and cons, basically things I liked about Rendero and things which could be improved in the future. The one thing I liked about Rendero is it's super easy to set up. There is no fancy interface of typically used for the cloud computers. All you need to do is just click on add computer based on your current project requirements from the given options. Now turn it on and it gives you a window interface just as you would expect from your own workstation. Number 2, easy to access and switch. Any files or projects that I'm working on Rendero are stored in my cloud storage plan, which is accessible via all computers on Rendero and also available to download from any remote location or device. Which means if I'm making something and in 3D and in middle of project, if I find myself in need of more graphic power, now I can just go to Rendero dashboard and add another computer with multiple GPUs and open the same file there without having to transfer my data or downloading or uploading files. Number 3, cloud storage. When working on crucial projects, I often store files backup on cloud because when it comes to client work, you can't really take chances for hard drive failures. So this gives me some peace of mind that my files are stored on cloud and can access them from anywhere I want. Number 4, no maintenance cost. Now, buying expensive hardware is not just about money, but also the maintenance and upgrading it from time to time. Let's say in a year you worked 6 months for a high-end project, and for the rest of the 6 months, your workstation was either lying idle or was just used for browsing and research. Then it's still aging and wearing off, and after a point of time it's gonna get outdated and worn off. But in case of Rendero or cloud computers, you only pay for the time you're using a computer. So let's say this year you have 2 projects that require a high-end PC for just about 4 months. Then you pay for work hours during those months. You don't need to worry about things like assembling or purchasing hardware, maintaining its cool working condition, or any error or technical difficulties. The time between creating an account on Rendero and when you're ready to start your computer is about 15 minutes. Number 5, no worries for uncertainties when working on client projects. Now, not often, however, but there have been few instances with me where a few hardware failure situations in middle of the project left me in the panic and uncertainty. Now, when working with cloud computers, I believe that wouldn't be the case since I'm using cloud services. Number 6, you can set timer for auto shutdown and for idle machines. Number 7, you can run any application on software on Rendero just as you would on your own personal computer. Number 8, great connection quality. Working with modeling or rendering does require a pixel perfect precision. And thanks to Rendero TGX application, you get this feeling as if you were working on physical machine without any lags or pixelation on the screen. Number 9, you can add your team members on Rendero and share your files with them, share your computers with them. So this is all the good part about Rendero. Now what about the bad things, and what about the bad experiences or the technical difficulties or anything which can be improved in the future? So the very first thing which I noticed was the licenses. So as of now, Rendero works on bring your own licenses model, where the user has to use their own licenses to run software on the cloud machine. What this means is, let's say if you have 15 software and plugins and everything, then you'll have to install those things to get your computer up and running fully functional. And also the Rendero doesn't cover any subscriptions. So I hope in the future maybe they can come up with an all-in-one package where applications will be pre-installed and the subscription is also covered by Rendero. I mean, just an idea, and I think it would be really beneficial and good thing to have. Number 2, connection quality depends on the user's region and internet speed. As of now, Rendero has data centers located in North America and Europe. Users from different regions like South America or Asia might experience minor lags that may be troublesome in some work. In my case, while working from India, I didn't notice much lag when editing or modeling or doing simulations. As I mentioned before, drawing, sculpting did felt laggy. Number 3, no apps for iPads and tablets. Now I'm hoping they would add apps in the future supporting iPads and Android tablets, since the iPads especially are known for their limitation for not being able to run the desktop grade applications. I think this could benefit from having an app which enables support for iPads or Android tablets. Buying a laptop or low-end computer configuration just to access this cloud PC would be a total waste, because the iPads or tablets do come with a pretty good configuration these days. So these are my thoughts about Rendero and my very first experience with the cloud computer. Now here are some of the benchmarks which I ran on my cloud computer, and also same scene I rendered using my own workstation. So on the screen on the left you'll see the renders coming from Rendero, and on the right the renders from my own workstation, and the configuration is described underneath. Now if you have just finished your basic introduction series about Blender and have made that fantastic animation of flying airplane, now I'm pretty sure you can't resist to render it out and share it with your friends. So try rendering it with Rendero. You will get free credits when you sign up, which should be just enough for rendering the entire sequence, I believe. So give your potato laptop some rest and use the free credits with easy sign up on Rendero. Now let me know your thoughts and your experience with it. Does it answer your needs? Does it work well for you? Comment below and let me know. I'll see you guys in the next chapter. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.